Hey everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Right, so we are finally into the month of October, and I have to tell you, I love this time of year. It's my favorite time of year. Everything about this month I just love. I love how I feel during this month. I love when you walk through your front door, you walk out of your front door, and you just see lovely scattered leaves everywhere. Everything has a beautiful orange look to it. I love it. I honestly can't stress it enough. And if you're familiar with my channel, you all know how much I love the Halloween franchise. It's my favorite franchise of all time. And every October, I always seem to do a video on that franchise. So for this year, I decided I'm going to do a video on my Steelbooks and my Metalpak editions of the Halloween franchise, because I haven't done a video on these yet. I've shown them on other videos, but I've never done a solo video on these releases. And I thought it would be a fun video to actually do, and that's what I'm going to do with this video. So let's not waste any time, let's jump right into it. And we're going to start with my worst Steelbook edition of any Halloween movie. And that is the Halloween 2018, and this is the Titans of Cult release. Now, I did a video on this already. I hated everything about that set. But the Steelbook in particular, I really hate it because it's done in a kind of comic book style, and I feel the one thing I would never associate with Halloween is comic book. And it just never sat well with me, the Steelbook. I just thought they could have done so much more with it. And yeah, very, very disappointed with the Steelbook. As for the movie itself, it's one of them movies that it's growing on me every time I watch it. It seems to be getting a little bit better, but it's never going to be one of my favourite Halloween movies. But like I said, I've grown to enjoy it now. So that is my first pick, and that is Halloween 2018, Titans of Cult. And it is a shame because Titans do some lovely Steelbooks. Unfortunately, not on this one. Right, so up next we have another Steelbook for the 2018 movie, and this is the McFarlane Steelbook. And much like that other Steelbook, I was a bit let down with this as well. Again, just I feel that when you think about the movie itself, what they could have done with the Steelbook, they could have done so much more with it. And unfortunately, again, you kind of got this just a boring looking Steelbook, nothing to it at all, back or front. And yeah, it's a bit of a shame. This movie in particular actually had 3 Steelbooks. There was another one from Film Arena. I actually came very close to getting it there last week, only for the seller was acting like a bit of an asshole, so I lost out on it. But that Steelbook that you get with the Film Arena edition is probably the best Steelbook that you can get for this movie, but unfortunately I still haven't got it yet, and I'm hoping someday I can. So that is my second pick. That is my 2018 Steelbook, McFarlane Steelbook. Right, so on to Halloween Kills we go, and these are all 4K releases, by the way. And yeah, much like the last two, I don't know what it is these recent Halloween movies. I just felt with the Steelbooks they could have done a bit more with them. As for this one here, I think there's 2 variants you can get of the Steelbook. I think you can get this one here that I have, and then there's another one that's an all red version of it. I think that's what it is. And normally when it comes to me in Halloween and Steelbooks, I would pick up any Steelbook out there for this franchise. I just felt that on that Steelbook there just wasn't enough of a change to warrant me picking it up now. Now, not saying that I won't pick it up in the future, but it'll have to be at the right price. It will have to be considerably cheaper than what it's going for right now. And fingers crossed, someday I might pick it up. This one I got from Amazon Italy, and it is still available. I think it's around €20. So that is Halloween Kills. So that brings us on to the original Halloween, and this is my last 4K release that I'm going to show. And this is the Lionsgate Steelbook edition of Halloween. And the one thing that just really drew me to the Steelbook is, I'm always saying this, is the clear slipcase that you get with this release. I love these clear slipcases. But the artwork on this I just thought was beautiful when you kind of open it up and you see Laurie on one side and you see Michael Myers on the other, and you kind of have these rustling of leaves going across the entire Steelbook. It just has a beautiful orange look to it, and it just looks stunning. And I was very fortunate to pick this one up because this is one of these releases that once it went on sale, it was sold out. It got sold out before it even got out. It just disappeared so quickly. So yes, I was definitely fortunate to get this movie on 4K and the Steelbook edition of it. So yeah, that is Halloween. And then that brings me on to a Blu-ray release of Halloween. Now it just has a slipcover on. I'm going to remove it. And it's this one here. And this is my first time ever getting the Steelbook for the original cover of Halloween. And just like that last release as well, this version of it disappeared very, very quickly. These are very hard to get now. Well, not hard to get. You'll just be paying quite a bit for them. Even though there was other Steelbook editions of the Halloween on 4K, the price never seemed to drop on this one. And again, very, very fortunate to have the Steelbook. I just love it. I love that cover. And you just got a plain black matte finish to the Steelbook. And of course, at the back of it, you have Michael Myers, which I think looks beautiful. And yeah, it's one of my favorite Steelbooks of the Halloween franchise. So yeah, that is my original Halloween Steelbook. So that brings us on to some Metalpak editions. And I'm going to start with my first Metalpak edition, and this is the one that everyone wants. Every time I show this, people go apeshit for it for one reason and one reason only. So we have got Halloween 2, and I have to tell you, the weight of the thing, there's actually quite a considerable weight to it. But the one thing that people love about this, and I'm hoping it will work in this video, is the little button here. I've done this numerous times. I'm hoping it will work here. So let's see. There we go, it is. So yes, it plays the Halloween 2 theme, and the eyes light up. I'm actually surprised that that's actually still working, because I picked this up, wow, must be nearly 2 years ago. And yeah, the batteries are still going strong in it. Well, when I say going strong, they do sound like they may be dying away a little bit. So this one, the minute I seen the unboxing to it, I instantly went looking for it. It wasn't the easiest Metalpak to find. You're going to be paying quite a bit for it. I think I paid around €35. It's not a bad price considering what you're getting, but the only problem with this movie is, and I'm just going to give you a heads up on this, if you're going to buy this version, buy it for just the packaging. Do not buy it for the movie itself, because the movie is a German release and it's cut to shit. Every single death is cut out of this movie. So do not get it to get this actual movie itself. I think you're going to be very, very disappointed. Just get it for the packaging. So yeah, that is Halloween 2. And then this brings me on to my first NSM Records edition of Halloween 2. And there we go. So there you get this beautiful lenticular cover with this. I never knew that this version of this movie was available on NSM Records. I was actually lucky coming across it. I was on eBay scrolling through it, and I came across this. I actually thought it was a fake. But then I had to find out, I had to actually do my homework on it. And then I found out it actually was very real. So thankfully I was able to pick this up. So it's a beautiful Steelbook edition, or Metalpak edition. And to get that original cover art is quite amazing as well. So yeah, that is Halloween 2. Again, just be careful as well. That is the German release. I think that's the German release. It is. And yeah, that movie will probably be cut as well, or that version of it. Right, so on to my next one, and yeah, these are my I love these editions. So this is again another NSM Records edition, and this is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This movie is, again, I've always spoken about it, it's one of my favourite horror movies of all time. Honestly, cannot wait for Halloween night to sit down and watch this movie. I get giddy about thinking about watching this movie. It's such a great movie. And I love the lenticular cover on this as well. Again, a very unique looking artwork. Something that you've never seen with this movie. And yeah, again, just instantly fell in love with it the minute I actually seen this cover. And a lot of these NSM's records, they pair up so beautifully together. And if you can find them, I do recommend checking them out, picking them up, because it's something every Halloween fan should own. Right, so that brings us on to Halloween 4, The Curse of Michael Myers. And again, another lenticular cover, another beautiful lenticular cover, and of course you got Jamie there on the cover with Michael Myers. This movie is it's one of my favourite sequels, believe it or not. I think Dwight Little, the director of this movie, done a wonderful job. I think he kind of captured the essence of that first movie, and he put it into this movie, and he done it very well. I like the way Haddonfield looked in this movie, and I like the cast that he brought into it. You know, you got Donald Pleasence back there as well, and of course, you know, you had Daniel Harris and Ellie Cornell, which I thought both of them done a fantastic job in this movie. And yeah, like I said, it's one of my favourite sequels, and thankfully Scream Factory did bring out a 4K release of this, and yeah, looking forward to checking this movie out this month. So yeah, that is Halloween 4. And then that brings us on to Halloween 5, and this is my worst of the lenticular editions from NSM Records. And yes, it's definitely one of my favourite, or least favourite sequels as well. There's something about this movie, there's so many things they've done so wrong with this movie. You know, the way the Myers house looks in it, it looks like a bloody mansion. It looks like something out of a Tim Burton movie. It just was not the Myers house. There's too many comedy moments in this as well, mainly down to them two cops. And yeah, I don't think that, I kind of got the impression when you watch this movie, the director of it, I can't think of his name, but he just came across this kind of a gentleman that never seen a Halloween movie before, and yeah, I just thought he'd done such a terrible job in it. And yeah, Scream Factory have brought out a release for this on 4K, and it looks beautiful as well, and I will watch it as well this month to kind of just, you know, to continue that Jamie story, because I love Daniel Harris in these movies, and just for her alone I think it's worth checking this movie out. So that's Halloween 5, and this is the holy grail of Halloween items. This is the one that everyone wants, and it is Halloween 6. And I had I was going to say a hard time. It was a hard time getting it, but I got also very, very lucky with it. I always say this when it comes to eBay. There's times out there people are stuck and they need a bit of money, and sometimes you could just literally kind of find these right people at the right time. And luckily enough, there was a gentleman selling this one, and I knew it was a very hard one to get, and I was able to get this for around 29 euro, and that was including postage. I done incredibly well with this. I have to tell you this, folks, this is a hard one to get. It really is. I don't know why it is. Maybe it has a more limited run. I don't know. I never found out about it. But yeah, this is the one that everyone wants. The amount of offers that I was made on YouTube by people asking me to sell this, and of course there was no way I was ever going to sell it. And wow, that's a great one to actually have in the collection. The movie itself, I actually do enjoy to a certain extent, but I actually have to admit I do prefer the producer's cut over this version of it, and unfortunately the producer's cut is not in this. So looking forward to seeing this movie on 4K. I have that set coming hopefully in the next 2 weeks, and yeah, look forward to sitting down and watching this movie. So there we go, folks. That is my complete Halloween Steelbook and Metalpak editions, and honestly it's a collection I am so unbelievably proud of. And yeah, hopefully someday I might be able to add more to it in the future. There's a few more out there that I need to get, and I'm hoping someday I will be able to pick them up. So that is it, folks. That is it. So as per usual, if you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you could leave a comment down below, and please do share your thoughts on some of these editions. I think they are fantastic. And yes, I hope to see you all again real soon with my next video. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.